Good morning. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Status Hearing. The name Status Hearing is a nod to my other life as an attorney. I have been practicing yoga-based postures and so forth for over 30 years, and I've used this as a way of helping myself manage depression and anxiety. What I found over the years is that awakening each day and getting out of my head and into my body has helped me to sort of establish a base. When I stay in my head, I don't know a lot of things. I don't know how I feel. I'm not sure how yesterday went. I don't know what's going to happen today, and I can spiral down really fast. So I use this practice as a way of getting in touch with something concrete, getting in touch with something that I know, getting in touch with sensations that are pretty solid. There's really no other way to interpret them than exactly what they are. And that helps me to keep some perspective throughout the whole day. You get better at this as you do it. So let's begin on the back with some concrete diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing is useful because it helps you to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. That is the nervous system that brings us down from stress. It counters the stress response. I frequently used to wake up with panic attacks, worrying about what was going to happen that day. So this was a very constructive way, and it still is, to start the day. It also can be physically stimulating, and we'll get to that. Lie on the back, and I recommend that you do this because you can use the floor as a guide. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, relax the belly. So as we inhale, we're just thinking about filling a balloon, the balloon of the belly, the balloon of the abdominals. Exhale, relax, and it falls back down. You may be a little uncomfortable with this. I'm going to remove my shirt so that my stomach is a little bit more visible. You may be a little bit uncomfortable filling the stomach. Practice this a few times, filling the belly, allowing it to relax. You can add a little bit of effort if you want to, as you fill, push out just a little bit. As you exhale, pull back. Inhale, fill, exhale, pull back. As you continue to do this, you will sense into how this can be more challenging or less challenging. The more you focus on pulling the stomach in, the more fatigue you're going to feel that. The more you're going to feel that that can be a muscular activity. Filling the stomach typically we'll feel a gentle arch in the back when we fill the stomach. Pulling it back, we can press the back toward the floor. So fill the stomach. Press the back to the floor. You'll feel the sensations begin to move up and down the core. And the core is that part of the body from the pelvic floor up to the shoulders. As you continue to breathe, you'll feel the ribs begin to separate. As you exhale, pull the stomach down, your ribs pull down. You can rest your hands on your chest. Feel your stomach, your ribs, your chest. Pull your chest down, your ribs, your stomach. This time, as you fill up into your chest, widen your shoulders. Slide your arms away from your shoulders. Just lengthen. Feel how long your arms can feel. And if you do that, you can widen your shoulders to the floor. And then again, inhale, fill the belly, ribs, chest, shoulders, maybe even press the backs of the arms against the floor. As we exhale, relax and pull the chest down to the floor. The ribs pull together, the belly pulls to the floor, and we get all the way down to the pelvic floor at this point, where we press all the air out, and you can feel yourself contracting way down near the groin. When you inhale, relax, fill, separate, widen, press. Exhale, flatten, pull to the center, pull down to the floor, contract all the air out, press into your feet, and notice how when you contract through the pelvis, press all the air out, you can lift your hips just a little bit and lengthen out through your knees. I'm going to be coming back to that several times. So we inhale, fill, widen, open, lengthen. Exhale, press the shoulders into the floor, flatten the chest, pull the ribs together, stomach pulls toward the floor. We can tilt the pelvis slightly and feel the lengthening in the thighs. We'll go through that a few more times. Inhale, fill from the bottom to the top. Exhale, flatten, contract, shorten, and empty from the top all the way to the bottom, ending with pressing into the feet and gently lifting and tilting the pelvis. So relax, inhale, fill, widen, expand, exhale, flatten, contract, draw to the middle, press down, and tilt the pelvis toward the backs of the knees. Go a little bit more quickly here, inhaling, exhaling, and at the bottom of the exhalation, check in with your quadriceps and your pelvis. Inhale, exhale, pelvic tilt, lengthen quadriceps, thighs. Inhale, exhale, tilt the pelvis, lengthen the thighs, everything out, all the air out. Two more here. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, lengthen the thighs, press into the feet. Last time here. Inhale. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, lengthen the thighs, press into the feet. We're going to gently lift up onto the hips here. And just keep breathing. Inhale, exhale, lengthen the thighs, press into the feet. Lengthen the thighs, press into the feet on the exhale. So as you exhale, really pull that navel down, tuck your pelvis under, feel the thighs. You're also going to start to feel your knees wanting to separate. Keep thinking about the sides of your hips and pressing your hips toward the midline of your body, just like we did with the ribs. Exhale, flatten, pull to the center, tilt the pelvis, lengthen the thighs, press into the floor. One more time. In, exhale, press all the air out, tilt, lengthen, press down. We're going to come down to the floor now. Keep tilting your pelvis so you can lengthen your spine all the way down to the floor. From here, let's bend. I'm going to mirror you. We'll bend my left knee, your right knee, so that the right knee is pressing down to the floor and it's lengthening away from the hips toward the wall, toward the opposite wall. And I'm going to do the same thing. Inhale, fill, exhale, contract, flatten, press down to the floor, lengthen through the quadricep, through the thigh. Exhale, moving down from the shoulders to the ribs, to the stomach. Press all the air out, lengthen through the thigh. As I lengthen through the thigh, as I exhale, I'm pressing the thigh to the floor. I also am holding on to my foot and pushing my foot into my arm. Inhale, fill. Exhale, pushing the foot into the arm. One more time in. Relaxing on the inhale so we can fill and expand. Exhale, pushing the foot into the hand. As we inhale, we'll switch sides. I should have started with this side because it's a little easier to see. So I've bent my knee. If you can't reach your foot with your arm here, that's fine. We're still going to push the foot into the floor, push the shin into the floor, push the thigh into the floor, as if we're trying to push our body away from the leg. Is that making sense? Okay. So if I can reach the foot, I'm going to grab the foot. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, flatten shoulders, pulling the ribs together. Tucking the pelvis under, pressing the thigh to the floor and pushing the foot into the hand. Inhale, fill, relax. Exhale, make the effort. Pull the stomach back, lengthen the thigh, and push the foot into the hand. A couple more of those. Inhale, fill. Exhale, flatten, contract. Pull to the center, ground to the floor. Inhale. Exhale, flatten. Pull to the center, ground the thigh, push the foot into the hand. Last time, inhale. Exhale, press, contract, push the foot into the hand and the thigh to the floor. And release. So this idea of tilting the pelvis, we're going to come back to that in multiple different planes. So we're going to flip over onto all fours. Take a look at your thighs. You want them roughly hip width apart. Toes are pointed so that the tops of the feet are pressing onto the floor. And from here, I'm just going to sit back onto my heels. Extend the arms. And we're going to do the same thing, inhaling, feeling the belly fill. There's not going to be quite as much space in between the thighs and the belly. As we exhale, we're going to pull the chest toward the back, pull the belly toward the spine, and think about tilting the pelvis to lengthen through the thighs and press the shins to the floor. So inhale, fill, widen, lengthen, expand. Exhale, becoming narrow, flat, contracting, and lengthening now. Think about tucking your pelvis and pushing from your hips out through your knees. Inhale, fill, widen, open. Exhale, contract, flatten, narrow, and push out through your knees. Inhaling, pulling the front of the body to the back and pushing out through the knees. The more firmly you can push out through the knees, the more of a stretch you're going to get in the backs of the hips and the lower back. Inhale, fill. Exhale. Pull the navel in. Exhale all the breath. Stretch through the hips and the lower back. Inhale, fill. Exhale, tuck, narrow, contract. One last time in. Exhale, tuck, narrow, contract. From here, we're going to come up slightly onto the knees, and I'm going to slide my left hand underneath my right hand. Rest my forehead on the floor and extend my right arm nice and long. As I inhale, I relax slightly. As I exhale, I pull my chest back, pull my navel back. I'm going to press my arm, my left arm, the back of my left arm into the floor, and press my right palm into the floor as I tuck the pelvis under and extend through my thighs. So inhale, relax everything. Exhale, pull the navel back, pull the chest back, press the left arm to the floor and the right hand to the floor. And at the same time, maybe tucking the hips under so I feel that extension through the thighs as well. Inhale, relax. Exhale, that's our effort phase. Push with the hand, the arm, the stomach pulls back, the hips tuck under. Feel the thighs, maybe even the shins pressing into the floor. Exhale, effort. Inhale, exhale, effort. One last time. Inhale, exhale, effort. From here, slide the hand forward, rotate your head toward your phone or your computer so that you can watch here. So the head is turned, arm's going to extend, and I'm going to just let it fall behind my back. So I'm just going to extend my arm up, just let it fall behind my back. Now, depending on how flexible you are, you may wrap it all the way around and reach the thigh on the other side of your back, which is great, but don't worry about that. Just feel that opening in the shoulder. Inhale again. Exhale, pull the navel back, tuck the pelvis under, feel the lengthening in the thighs all the way down to the shin, and push the back of the arm to the floor. Inhale, relax. Exhale, chest, ribs, stomach, pelvis tucks under, press the thighs and the shins nice and long, and press that extended arm. Inhale, relax. Everything grounds into the floor as you pull your navel back. Inhale, relax. Pull the navel back, ground into the floor. One more time. Inhale, relax.
Pull the navel back and ground into the floor. On your next inhalation, you can unwind your arm, put it right next to your face, and just push your hips back so you come back to a kneeling position. And we'll flip around. Or you don't have to flip around, your choice. So again, we're going to start with the arms out. Let's just take a few breaths here so we get back into that mode of pulling the navel back, tucking the pelvis under and lengthening through the thighs. Inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, pull the navel back. Tuck the pelvis, lengthen through the thighs. And you may notice how this helps you. You almost feel yourself pushing your knee or your hips toward your heels more as you tuck your stomach, pull your navel back. Exhale, pull the navel back, tuck the pelvis, lengthen through the thighs. On your next inhalation, we'll slide gently forward again. I'm going to take my right arm this time and slide it under my left underarm and rest on my right ear. So as I inhale, everything fills. As I exhale, I pull the navel back, tuck the pelvis under, ground through the shins, ground through the back of the right arm, ground through the left hand, maybe even ground through the ear. Inhaling, filling and relaxing. Exhaling, making the effort to pull the navel back, tuck the hips, ground the shins, ground the back of the arm and the hand. Inhale, exhale, ground. Inhale, exhale, ground. And if you want to now, we're going to raise that left arm up toward the ceiling and just let it fall around the back to stretch through your shoulder. When you inhale, you can even think about opening up both of your shoulders. As you exhale, again, tuck your navel, pelvis, ground the shins, ground the arm. Inhale, widen. Exhale, contract, tuck, and ground. 2 more times. Inhale, widen. Exhale, contract, tuck, ground. Last time. Inhale. Exhale, contract, tuck, and ground. On your next inhalation, bring that arm back around. Just rest it next to your face. And then gently press yourself back so you can slide your arm out from underneath. We'll come down to the floor on the back. And just finish out with some final relaxation. The purpose of the final relaxation is to check in with how the body feels. I was saying in the beginning that the benefit of this practice for me is to take me out of my head and to put my attention in the body, because it's something concrete that I can feel. I can feel myself pulling my navel back, and now that I'm just lying on the floor, I can feel fatigue in my belly area. I can feel some fatigue in my calves and shins. These are things that are pretty concrete. I'm the only one that can feel them, so certainly no one can argue with me. And certainly, I'm right. This is what I feel. This is what I feel. So I rest in what I know. And as I rest,
I notice that my heart rate is slowing down. I also notice that belly breathing is a little more intuitive at this point. I'm doing it. It's not gross, there aren't huge movements, but I'm relaxed now. When we're relaxed, this is how we breathe. If you've ever watched a baby breathe, the whole core fills. It's like the whole body swells up and then it sinks back down. That is relaxed diaphragmatic breathing at its most pure. Before it's been unlearned. What we don't understand is that anxiety, depression, and our not always positive mind habits, they affect our bodies. If I can't diaphragmatically breathe, I'm never getting all the air out of my body. And if I don't get all the air out of my body, I'm never taking in what I could, which means that my lungs are slowly getting less efficient. My muscles are slowly weakening. And that fascia that I talk about so frequently is not being forced to open and break up. Those adhesions just keep growing bigger and bigger. So my mobility becomes more and more impaired. Is it possible that a lot of my physical ailments could be addressed by regular diaphragmatic breathing every morning? I don't know. I will say that for myself, it has been enormously helpful with depression, with postural difficulties, with back pain, injury, headaches, this regular diaphragmatic breathing every day. It gets me off on the right foot. And the longer I do it, the more quickly it comes to mind automatically. I just find myself doing it when I get stressed. I state frequently in these classes that my purpose here is to help myself manage daily anxiety and depression, and to help myself learn to look a little more positively at what's going on around me. And you might think, well, doesn't that mean you've got to do therapy? Doesn't that mean you have to talk to someone? It certainly doesn't hurt. But I can't always talk to someone, not when I'm in the thick of it, not when I put myself on YouTube and live stream to conduct a class. That's when I need to go inside. That's when I need to breathe diaphragmatically, relax into my body, bring myself down from stress. And it works. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, but it works. And I come back every day and do it again and again and again and get a little better each time. You can bring yourself back from Shavasana in any way that feels comfortable for you. Give yourself a long stretch, movements in the feet and the hands, rotate through the head. You can gently roll one side whenever you're ready, and then bring yourself back to a sitting position. Thank you, as always, for joining me this morning. I hope that this was useful for you, and I hope that you will continue to come back. It will work. It really will. Namaste.